Hello, friends, and welcome to another episode of TV is Our Real Mom. I'm Dave,
I'm Catie.
and you are listening to our weekly Survivor recap podcast in which we share our thoughts on the latest episode of Survivor. And the latest episode was episode 4. How many times can I say episode in this intro?
At
uh,
least like five so far.
yeah, at least 5. Episode 4 of season 33, entitled Catie, Who's the Sucker at the Table? Is
That's
that
it.
it? That's the one.
That's the one.
And that comes from our boy Chris, who
Christopher,
who
aka
must
Hulk, which is
yeah
what Jay calls him,
yeah
because he's
uh,
so funny.
followed
So
shortly by
funny.
a fist bump. So
Yeah.
that's very millennial of him, right?
So millennial.
He is
And the
kind of
Gen X awkward response.
yeah. It's like yeah, okay, I'll bump that, sure.
Oh my
Yeah. So do
gosh.
you think Chris is a poker player or
Maybe in his free time. I mean, don't all survivor players eventually dabble in poker?
yeah? I'm gonna say Chris plays poker, and
Probably.
I'm guessing Chris and Brett have they already started planning a poker get together when they get off
Probably.
the island.
Although I don't think they live close together. Their accents are quite different.
Yeah, what is Chris Southern? He
He
sounds kind of
sounds southern. I'm not sure where he's from, but he's definitely from the south.
I'm gonna say Oklahoma.
I don't know if he's that southern. I don't know. I feel like I knew this a couple weeks ago, but I
Yeah,
don't anymore.
I'm sure we knew it when we did our pre-game
Preseason.
analysis. Yeah.
Yeah, which we didn't post.
We will.
Yeah,
It's
we will.
coming.
We're saving it.
Okay, so Lucy is voted out in this
Yeah.
episode. What do you think of Lucy? How do you feel about it?
Um, how do I feel about it?
About how do you feel about Lucy, the vote?
I mean, she was kind of annoying this episode, but that's all we saw of her. I
yeah.
don't necessarily think it was a bad idea to like try to sell Jess out because she's clearly the one who's running around paranoid and saying stuff she shouldn't be and making moves she shouldn't be making. But I think her approach was not good.
Yeah, I mean, just look at the look on Jess's face, like in this episode. Throughout most of it, she looks just shocked and surprised all the time, and
Yeah, she has the same look on her face the whole episode.
she has large eyes to begin with. So when she
Mhm.
looks surprised, she looks very, very surprised.
Yeah, I had a look like that on my face at that tribal council though too, because I'm not sure why that happened.
Yeah, I did not expect David to play his idol. That was very unexpected.
Dumb.
Yeah, dumb.
It was entertaining,
No, I
but I'm
loved
gonna
it.
go with dumb.
Yeah, I loved it. And at first I was like, that was a great move. Like they took the power back. Now they basically have 4 or 5 even.
But they weren't together.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that makes it a dumb move is that they should know that a swap is coming.
Yeah, that's the biggest one. David's a super fan. He should know it's formulaic. After episode 4,
Yep.
swap.
Yeah. So if you know this, why play the idol? Why lose your idol to gain power, gain the numbers in a tribe that, yeah.
Because what if he ends up on a tribe without Ken? We kind of left in the dark this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Without Cece, without Jessica, who he's just saved.
Yep.
And without Taylor, who he supposedly made some millennial connection with. What if he ends up on a tribe with none of those people? And then he has this reputation as this super schemy, weaselly little dude.
And he has no idol to save him anymore.
And he sucks at challenges, so he's not gonna that's not gonna be a saving grace. Whereas for Chris, they'd be like, yeah, he can single-handedly win challenges. So
yeah, see, I'm feeling less and less like David is definitely going to go far in the game because what he did in this episode totally justifies giving him lots of screen time early in the season, right?
Oh, I see.
Yeah. And are you feeling like, you know what I mean? Like if he goes out next week, everything that happened with the idol and all that justifies him being big character. It's kind of like
Right. It's not like you don't have big characters at the beginning.
yeah, it's kind of like Jeff Varner in
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah, it's a great comparison. If I can toot my own horn, it's a
In
really
fact, that's
great.
what I was thinking as well.
Yeah,
Jeff Varner was huge. I mean, we're all thinking he was going to stick around, but he just flamed out
yeah. So what do you think about? I mean, I guess you already know who's returning, don't you?
for season 34.
Yeah, you already know who from this season is returning.
I know one, but there are
Oh,
two.
you know one for sure, not both.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna throw this out there and don't give me anything back, but I think, David could definitely be that second player returning, even if he goes out early.
Yeah.
That might be even more of a reason to bring it back because it's like, wow, this guy played really hard and he was so neurotic. It was so interesting. Like, let's bring him
Mhm.
back again. So I don't know.
See, I'm trying
Definitely.
to, in my head, like on the surface, I was like, wow, what a dumb move. I can't see anything good about what he just did.
Hmm.
Because there's a swap coming and he should have known there was a swap coming. Even before the commercial, I was like, well, that's dumb because or the preview for next week. I was like, that was stupid because I know a swap's around the corner.
Yeah.
But something something tells me that maybe things might just line up for him because if he had just gone along with things and been one of the six people to vote out um,
Jessica.
Jessica, then really he's still on the bottom. He and Ken
Yeah.
are still kind of on the bottom,
Yeah. I think
and
Ken would have been next because Dave had kind of bought himself into
yeah,
the
like
graces
oh,
of
because
Ken
Ken
and
ratted out
or not Ken,
Lucy.
Chris. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, oh,
Sorry,
okay.
I think we got
But
two
yeah,
different
I'm
Chris.
just saying that it probably would have been an amount. It probably would have been a power structure very similar to how it's always been, and David and Ken would have still been on the bottom. Definitely Cece,
Hmm.
but Cece wasn't even in it. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm still confused about how the votes panned out. But anyway, this way,
Cece voted for Lucy with David, and that was all it took
yeah,
was two
Ken voted
votes.
for Jess.
Yeah,
He didn't
because
even know what was going on.
he didn't think it was a good idea for Dave to do that, I'm sure.
No, and now he probably thought, oh, me and David will always have this idol together because Ken knew about it,
Yeah.
and now that's gone.
Yeah, now
So,
that's gone.
but now if you play it out like they aren't gonna swap, he threw the whole tribe into disarray, and that's probably better for him because he thrives in chaos more so than a solid power structure. And
Yeah.
maybe he just likes the chaos. Maybe he's just like a little imp, like
He
what's the
is.
Puck in
Yeah.
Midsummer Night's Dream. Woo, Fishback just dropped some Shakespeare. What are you gonna do?
Nice. To go a level deeper, I tend to think that David is thinking more about it could potentially be thinking more about getting that request to come play again. He's like, man, if I play a big game this time, I'll just get to play again. So, like, being such a huge fan of Survivor, I think just as much as you want to win, you want to be like remembered and you want to
Yeah,
be a character. So
that's
I'm
fair.
sure that played into his decision somewhat, where he's like, hey, I could make this move and it might bite me in the ass, but if anything, it's like interesting and it might be cool. It might make me remembered. And yeah, so I think that plays
Or
into it a little bit.
he oh shoot, I had a thought. Hold on, let me find it. Let me chase it
there,
down again. It's in there.
there it went.
Oh man. Okay, well, this is something he didn't know about. Was that? Oh, this is what it was.
Okay, go.
Perhaps it seems like Jessica's a bigger target than him, so why not keep her around? Someone who's like the only person probably who's a bigger target than David
Ah,
is
yes.
probably Jessica, because apparently nobody trusts Jessica now.
Yeah.
Or also, not that this is something David knew about, but now he probably made himself a good contender for being gifted Jessica's legacy advantage.
Yes, I was wanting to talk to you about that. I had a sort of theory that part of the reason he may have played this idol for her is you do see something in the I think it's the very first episode of the season where they're talking about voting out David and stuff and
Mm-hmm.
Jessica and David are talking on the beach and she says something like, "Do you have the idol?" Okay. And she's like, if you do, I have something that she says something along the lines of, I have something to tell you that might be of interest to you.
Hmm.
There's some sort of exchange between the two of them that sounds like she's going to tell David that she has the legacy advantage. So
Hmm.
I'm wondering if sometime between then and now they've talked about this legacy advantage and they've made some sort of agreement. And what if before this vote, Jessica agreed that if he ends up playing his idol for her, she will promise him the legacy advantage.
It just seems like that'd be something they'd show.
Yeah, but maybe it gives away too much. I don't know.
Maybe the editors are getting a little more wily, but
Yeah, it's pretty far fetched. It's pretty deep. I'd love to go back to the first episode and see that conversation. But yeah, what if there's something to that? What if they've been talking
there
about it?
certainly could be.
What if she had David convinced that, you're gonna want to help me in this game because I'll help you, because of this
Mhm.
thing, and then maybe she showed it to him. Who knows?
Maybe it's
So
possible. Yeah, I mean, even if she didn't, I mean, who is she going to gift it to? She's been betrayed by everyone. Lucy and Sunday. She hasn't been. Yeah, she turned on Chris and Brett, and her and Ken had a bit of a tiff. And
Sunday,
I don't. She's not going to give it to Sunday. Sunday voted for her
she did. Why?
because
I
she's.
don't.
I don't think she trusted her either.
I guess not, because I thought Sunday and Jess were a duo, but I guess not.
Nope. I think Sunday wants to stick with those two dudes. I think she's riding, not riding. She's she's hanging on to Chris and Brett, even though for the last two votes it's kind of not worked out in their favor. But the only reason it didn't work out this time was because of what David did, which
Yeah,
is still not great. Not
very
great.
very questionable, and like we said, mainly because of the swap, because it doesn't really help him much with the swap.
And think about Adam. Adam was out there looking for that idol. And he's like, either we're going to tribal council or there's going to be a swap. He's a super fan. He knew it was coming. That's why he was doing it. David should have known.
Yes, he should have known. Yeah, so are you feeling better about Adam's chances in the game now?
Yes. Feeling a lot better about Adam.
Because I mean, anytime the vote comes to him at this point, he could at least play his idol and buy himself some more time.
And hopefully with his idol, idol somebody big out of the game that'll
Yeah,
open channels for him. Yeah.
change the power dynamics of whatever tribe he's in at
Exactly.
that
Because
point.
it's not using an idol correctly is not just about saving your own ass. It's about, blowing a hole in the structure of the tribe.
Which is what
So,
David was trying to do, but
which maybe
wasn't thinking about the swap.
right, yeah. If a tribe that's going to be a tribe for like one more day.
That's why there might really be something to, like, him and Jess have some sort of agreement, because he saved her in particular, maybe for a reason. I don't know.
Maybe that's all he wanted was to just really
Buy that
build
legacy advantage.
tribe. And this is where I'm confused.
Yeah.
Okay, is because he was following Ken's lead. Ken wanted Lucy out. And it's almost like he did this for Ken. You know what I mean? But at the same
Yeah,
time, Ken did not end up voting for Lucy because he felt betrayed because Jess went and told Lucy.
that's a
But
really good point.
still, I feel like he was completely tight with Ken, but also didn't tell him what he was going to do. And I guess maybe that would have, Ken's been known to have loose lips. So why tell him? I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, no, it is weird that it was kind of Ken's idea and Ken's desire for
Lucy to
basically
go.
revenge, for her talking to him the wrong way. Yeah,
Yeah.
Do you think Ken's being too sensitive here, or do
I
you
think he might be being a little too sensitive.
a little too sensitive? Yeah, I agree, because like it caused so much trouble when it could have just been Jessica out the door and not Ken and not David.
I
But at
think
the
Ken felt, apparently something we missed is Ken felt really tight with Jessica,
okay,
which
yeah.
is why he felt betrayed when, and
She snitched.
I don't know why she snitched either, because if that was like a solid that he did her.
She didn't believe him. She thought he was playing
She said,
her. That's what I believe, that she didn't believe him, that she thought it was a play against her. Cuz in her eyes, they're at the bottom and they're desperate, so they'll do anything,
Okay.
such as tell lies about Lucy. That's my thought on that. But yeah, I guess I get where Kent's coming from. If I was him, I would be inclined to sort of be like, who does she think she is? She's gone,
Mm-hmm.
like I that's the kind of emotion that would win over me personally, is someone like
Mm-hmm.
thinking they can boss me around. I hate that.
Yeah,
So
you're a bit of a sensitive soul though as well. So
yeah, that's what it is. It's like you don't like feeling like people can push you around, even though they can.
yeah,
You just don't like that feeling. It's like there's too much truth to it. It hurts, you know?
yeah.
Um,
But that's in that case, I don't know. It's tough to say what the right decision was there because he obviously felt closer to Jessica,
mhm.
but she obviously didn't reciprocate the closeness. I don't know. I'm really not sure. Hopefully, we get. I haven't watched the secret scenes, but I hope there's something that kind of sheds a little bit of light
Yeah, the
because it
secret
was a
scenes.
bit confusing. It was a little confusing to me.
Gonna have to watch them secret scenes.
I forgot. I gotta do that. They're good usually. I enjoy
Yeah,
them.
I haven't been watching those, so
There were some good ones last week that I liked. Oh, in one of them, Michelle said she doesn't trust Biggie and that if she had her druthers, she'd rather work with Zeke or Adam. She'd rather work with Adam
oh my
than
goodness.
Biggie. Yeah, right?
Why doesn't she then? Why doesn't she
Well,
just
she said she's
do
going to
that?
have to make that decision when it comes time for it,
Oh, okay.
but she doesn't trust Biggie.
Gotcha. That's an interesting inside baseball there.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well,
Biggie's just a number.
we had a really good challenge in the reward challenge. It's not often you get a reward challenge that is so exciting.
Yeah, that was intense. And then right as Jeff was declaring a winner, he got knocked over by Wade.
Yeah, that was just perfect timing. That was the Survivor gods, you
Yep.
know.
For once, they're coming for Jeff.
Survivor Poseidon.
Yeah.
Yeah, just an exciting challenge, fun to watch. It was like watching a sports match.
Yeah.
It was almost on that level.
A sports game.
Yeah, and I loved how close it was. It was very competitive. Um, and yeah, it came down to a tie game at the end, one last
Mm-hmm.
battle, and it kind of it swung to one side and swung back, and you can't really
Yeah.
ask more than that.
You
So
can't really. I mean, Zeke was doing a good job on Chris at first, but there's only so much you can do against a person like that.
yeah, I mean, Mr. Incredible, yeah,
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
can't
that's a
mess with
better
him.
nickname. That's way better than Hulk, Jay.
Yeah.
You can look at him. He doesn't
Is
look
that
like a Hulk. He's not green.
his name, Mr. Incredible?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, got
right?
it.
What's his
Yeah,
first name? Bob.
Bob Incredible.
Yeah.
So that's what
Well,
we'll be
that was a
calling.
superhero name.
I don't think we ever came up with our new Triforce nickname, did we?
Oh, no, I didn't think of it.
Yeah, that's all right.
Shoot.
Oh well.
Well, it's okay because I think the Triforce is going to be shattered next week, or God willing, it's going to be shattered next week.
I just think Figgy and Taylor are gonna end up together.
That's disgusting.
But that's the best thing if you want one of them gone.
Well, yeah, if 2 of 8 are a power couple, yeah, you need to split them up.
Yeah,
Idiot.
and you let some Gen X people see that connection, it's
They're
going
not gonna.
down. Yeah.
They're not gonna stand for that.
No, one of them's going down.
Hell
Yeah.
no. But however the tribes are split, the Gen Xers are going to be at kind of a, well, not kind of, they're going to be at a numbers disadvantage. So
Yeah.
unless it's like 5
9 to
Gen
7, right?
Xers and 3 millennials, and then 6 millennials and 2 Gen Xers end up together, I'm not sure
Yeah.
how that's going to shake out.
Yeah, they're one tribe could get lucky with the Gen X situation. Yeah, it
And
just
then
depends.
if that's how it happens, if you have like one huge chunk of Gen Xers and then 2, then the millennials are probably going to see an opportunity to use those Gen Xers
Yeah,
to get
it could be. It depends. I mean, they could see a couple easy votes, Sometimes at that stage of the
But
game
millennials don't go for the easy vote.
yeah.
They like to
True.
think outside the box, color outside the lines.
Yeah.
That's the millennial way.
Yeah, Gen Xers are like, high school, college, 9 to 5.
Shut up, Jay.
I don't want that shit.
Yeah, that's because you're 25. Gen Xers didn't want that shit when they were 25 either.
Exactly. Once again, I
Talk to
think
me in 15 years, Jay, when your hairline is no longer flowing and you're running around the jungle no longer pays the bills.
yeah. Yeah,
Can we talk
talk.
about their hunting?
Yeah, the goat hunt.
Let's have 6 idiotic 20 somethings sneak up on a goat up on a hill because that
Yeah.
has worked before.
Yeah, I love how well Jay's like talking about, oh, we're dreamers. We like to do exciting, adventurous things. Like while he's giving that monologue, it shows a shot of like Figgy with the machete, like she's like swinging it, like she's like hunting, like like she's being all like she's like, yeah, like
Here's
it was
what I
fun.
like about that what that scene said to me is they all got this hair up their ass to like go do something stupid that was not going to work out in
Yeah,
their favor. Meanwhile, you have a
Adam.
guy who decides to stay on the beach and work, do a Gen X type thing, supposedly a Gen X thing, work and get that idol. So who's better off?
Yeah, I guess we'll see. But yeah, I like how he said I have a feeling that it's still out here. So, because
Mm,
apparently people on that beach have been looking for it. So like he kind of said, I get a feeling that it's still out here. It means he's like reading the people and their actions, their decisions, behaviors, and gives him
yeah,
this inclination that, oh, it's worth still looking for. And
yeah,
turns out he was right. And it's great that you have that added emotion of how much him and his mom love Survivor.
yeah.
I'm guessing they watched together and stuff.
I,
And
yeah.
yes, very emotional moment.
Except
Um,
for when Hannah was like,
and then Hannah ruins it.
going. That's so funny.
Yeah, do you think she saw him?
No, I think she's genuinely like just encouraging him. Like I think she really wants to work with Adam and Zeke, and him finding an idol probably would benefit her too. So she's probably just like, "Go get it, Adam." That's a
Yeah.
millennial thing too, to be encouraging and positive.
So you think Adam and Zeke have forgiven her by now?
Oh, I'm sure. What choice do they have? Who do they have? They
Yeah.
don't even really have Michaela. I think they have Hannah.
And
Maybe.
you think Hannah feels like they've forgiven her and she feels close enough with them where she believes they can work together.
Or I feel like she's doing everything she can to like
Get
get
back in their
get
good
back into
graces.
good graces, and that was not the suavest way to do it, but like she was like, good luck, buddy. Like she really wants him to find it.
Yeah, I almost it almost feels like she's like screwing things up when she's doing that. 'Cause
I know, like
it'd be better if she did not see him find the idol. You know what I
she's
mean?
like, I don't think she saw him find it. I just think she's unknowingly like ruining things. You know what I mean? Like she's
Yeah,
one of
yeah,
those girls who's just like
yeah. You did
screws things
say,
up by trying to do the right thing.
yeah, you did say that you didn't think she actually saw him.
Yeah.
So,
She knew he was
um,
looking, obviously, and she could think, oh, he probably found it.
God, I mean, it sure looked like it was like the exact moment he like picked it up and unwrapped it that she saw him. And
Yeah,
you
but there
could,
was all that like wheat or
but
not wheat, but there was
if the
like,
camera can see her through the trees,
well, he's obviously there talking to a camera guy. Like there's obviously a camera following him, so she could be like, oh, he must be looking for the idol.
or
Otherwise,
maybe
why would he be out there with the camera guy?
it is possible that they run into each other from time to time when they're like when the producers slash cameramen grab the contestants and they're like, hey, come with me, we're gonna do a confessional. Like it's probably common for them to see the other contestants like hanging out with a camera guy getting ready to film a confessional, and
Yeah,
maybe she thought that's what they were doing, like, oh, he must be about to give his confessional to this camera guy. So I don't
maybe.
know,
I
who
think
knows.
they've taken pretty far off for that, but I don't know.
Oh, so she's not thinking that. She's just thinking,
Well, plus he's standing, they're all sitting in their
and she
confessional. They're
does say
laying
how
like
she knows he's
step
looking for
on.
the idol. Yeah, I
No, she
mean,
knows.
she
Yeah,
said that. So
yeah.
yeah,
She
all
was
right.
just wishing him good luck.
Yeah, of course. I agree. I don't think she's gonna go run tell everybody that Adam found the idol or anything like that.
I just thought it was funny. It was so
Yeah,
funny.
it was funny.
If anything, Hannah's comic relief for now.
Yep. Yeah, comic relief.
Excellent. Just in
Def-
bursts.
Definitely lost my train of thought there. So let's move on to something else.
Something else like Michaela was a beast at the reward challenge too.
Ah, yeah,
I
yeah.
think she got both the Millennials points both came from Michaela. Pretty sure.
She was out there against Cece and was it Sunday?
I think
And
so.
I can't remember if they actually won that one. I think it
She
was
was out there twice and they won both the ones that she was a part of. First
okay.
time
So
she was out there with Figgy, then she went out with Hannah.
yeah, so she did end up pulling Cece and Sunday over to their thing both
Yeah.
time, or
Yeah. There were like three people on the ring or two people on the ring, and she
yeah.
still pulled it.
Do you think losing the top helped her do that, or
It had to have come off on accident and then it was getting in the way.
that's what
But
it
like it was
sounded
just
like?
hanging there, so that's why she ripped it off because she didn't have time
Yeah,
to tie it. Otherwise, if it was on securely, I don't know why you'd take it off, but it must have come off.
yeah. It sounded. I think they said that at some point, like it fell off, and
Mm-hmm.
she just went with it. She's
Yeah.
like in the previews they made it sound like she took it off willingly, but in her confessional, the full confessional, she's like, it came off, and I just decided to just take it off and
Do you want to win or do you want to go get your swimsuit top?
yeah, exactly. So that was cool.
Yeah, so I didn't realize that she was that athletic, but so down the line, she could be a real
Yeah,
threat.
she definitely exposed herself as a physical threat in this challenge.
She exposed herself in two ways.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't even notice I did that there.
You did. See what you did there?
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely think come individual game, and I think she's in a good spot to make it to that point that she could really go far if she wins. So.
Most definitely. The other challenge, what'd you think of that one?
I thought it was kind of cool, except not quite sure on the Gen Xer strategy.
I thought it made sense. You start
I
with
think so.
you start with the heaviest guy and
Okay.
then gradually go down so that as you're getting weaker, you're picking up lighter people rather than the opposite.
Or,
Um,
but you could just not pick someone who's that heavy.
oh, did they all? I thought they all had to go up there or something.
No, just three people because each they needed 30 pieces, but all the millennials picked the girls.
Yeah. So what? Yeah. What is the? I had that mixed up then because I thought for some reason they all had to go up. In which case, it makes sense to start with the heaviest and tier down. But if you just pick three, why do you not pick the
I
lightest?
don't know. I really don't know.
Is it because you can't?
Maybe they couldn't work on the puzzle.
They can't
People
work
who
on the
went out
puzzle.
couldn't work on the puzzle.
That's the only possibility, right?
Yeah,
For why they would do that.
but I feel like Figgy did both. Figgy went up in the lift and she was working on the puzzle. So I don't even know if that's true. And David was
Yes.
working on the puzzle too. Yeah, so that's not even true. So
So
never
how
mind.
does that make sense?
I
Like,
don't know. That's what I'm saying. Chris is obviously the best at anything.
okay,
So they thought they'd risk it and put him up there, even though it was super heavy. And they were done before the millennials. I mean, I guess it didn't work against
that
them.
was yeah, that's not why they lost.
Yeah, always the
Hmm.
puzzle for them.
But you got to imagine too, like if the people working on the puzzle have burnt themselves out, like pulling the heaviest guys up, how well are they going? How clear are they going to think putting a puzzle together?
That's true. I guess the person up in the rig
Should be doing the
is
puzzle.
less tired, but they still had to do all the grabbing and running
Yeah,
and
or like
the
that's not that hard.
obstacles.
That's not that hard
Eh, I don't
compared
know. It was an
compared to
interesting challenge.
pulling Chris up on a rope, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
um, yeah, and how hard is it for anybody to count from 1 to 30 or whatever? That I mean, there's really no challenge whatsoever to
Yeah,
grabbing
but
those
you
numbers.
gotta like memorize where all the different numbers are. You have to like know before they move you where to go because it wasn't just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They
Oh,
were all over the place.
was it not written on the other side?
No, they were written on both sides, I think.
So you could
Obviously, he
just
could
look
see it.
and grab them. Yeah, so why is that
Yeah, but
so
they
hard?
weren't next to each other. Like
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like as soon as he was grabbing one, he had to know where the two was, you know what I mean? And tell them where to go.
Yeah, the faster you can do that, I suppose. But really, how hard is it to look and be like, there's 1, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4? Anybody can do
Probably
that.
it's probably harder than it looks.
Yeah, I'm guessing harder than it looks, but my point is that anybody could do it.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Like Chris doesn't have
But maybe
significant
they thought
advantage.
the people with longer arms. I don't know.
That's what I'm thinking. That's because like I really am just kind of trying to figure out why.
Yeah,
Like why
yeah.
it doesn't make sense. So there must have
No.
been some like rhetoric to this. And maybe the long arms thing, because Ken and Chris kind of have that in common. So
Yeah.
and David, I don't know, he's the littlest, but whatever.
He's a little runt. He's a scrawny little fella. I don't know how
Scrawny
long his
little
arms are.
that scrawny little shit.
That's exactly what he is.
Yeah.
Just a
Anyways,
little shit.
so yeah, they put the puzzle together. I think it was Zeke that kind of figured it out. He's like, somebody
Yeah.
loses somebody tonight.
Loses their flame, which has ever been said in the history of Survivor. Has anyone ever said that? Like, why would they
Don't
know that?
don't remember them ever saying that, no. So
They
I feel
couldn't
like
come up with something else.
well, I feel like that made it a little extra challenging for return or not returning players,
Super
super
fans.
fans, yeah. Made it a little more challenging because they'll be expecting like a probestism and
Like the
it's
tribe
not.
has spoken. Yeah, I
Yeah,
guess you want something a little more
they're throwing them off a little bit.
challenging. Yeah.
Yeah.
It took them a while. Took them
Oh,
a good long while.
about an hour, right?
Uh, yeah. But it was Zeke, you're right. Zeke's smart.
Yeah, he's okay.
What? Just okay?
No, he's great. I love Zeke.
Yeah, he didn't get enough time to talk in this episode.
Yeah,
Didn't
he
appreciate it.
hasn't gotten his share of screen time lately, but I have a
It's
feeling
because it's
it's
always the Gen Xers that go to tribal.
yeah, I have a feeling Zeke's screen time is coming strong pretty soon here.
Excellent. I look forward to it.
Yeah, I guarantee it.
I guarantee.
Um, anything else that really jumps out at you in this episode you would like to discuss?
Hmm.
Did you think that tribal was live?
Doesn't count as live if Probst isn't the one that says it. Does it
Yeah.
really count?
No, Dave was as a super fan was throwing out Survivor.
Was it really live? Do you think he didn't know that he was going to do that before he did it? Or did he have that planned?
Um, I don't know. I don't know if he had his mind made up. I know that he was toying with that idea. I know I don't think, yeah, I guess maybe it was live. I don't know if he had his mind made up.
He
Yeah.
mentioned it before he went to trial. He's like, I could play
Yeah.
for Jessica. And even when he mentioned it, I was like, why the hell would you do that?
Yeah, it just sounds like a bad idea, right?
She's not even in your alliance. So the fact that he did it, usually they say, oh, I could play it for this person or for myself, and then it never happens. So when he said that, I was like, oh, that's not going to happen. I was just flabbergasted when he pulled that thing out.
Yeah. Like I said, I loved it at first and I actually thought it was a good move, but I didn't think it through as quickly as
Well,
you.
no, we are definitely the beneficiaries of that move because it's been like 3 really good like tribal councils in a row.
Yeah.
But I don't know what good it does him. I guess we'll see.
Better
We'll
than
see.
Australian Survivor, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. There have been questionable moves on all Survivor fronts lately. That one, Australian Survivor this week, and then last week with Jessica. Just like, what? Why are you doing these things?
Yeah, very questionable. Yeah, definitely.
Makes you wonder.
I liked Ken, his response to like Jessica looks at him and she's like, am I supposed to trust you 100%? And he's like,
And he just
yeah.
stares her down.
Yeah. And then he stares at her with a blank look in his eyes.
Doesn't even blink.
Well, not even blank. He's completely present and doesn't even blink and just like does not back down. I loved it.
I think it's so weird. I think he's still hard. It's hard for me to match his exterior with how sensitive a guy that he is. Because I think he was really, really hurt by what Jessica did. Like when David was telling him when they were like doing something with a coconut or a flint or something. Mm-hmm. And David was telling him, Jessica told Lucy what you said. And all Ken said was, why? Like, it just seemed very matter of fact. But
Why though?
but I feel like it doesn't register like how hurt he is, but he is. I don't know. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, like
Like
we tend to
he
have
seems
this.
really hurt, but I can't read it on his face or in what
Yeah,
he's saying, but he is.
there's also sort of like a stigma with extremely good-looking people that like they don't have feelings. Like I thought they were all cold and soulless, and they nothing hurts them because they look
But that's
good.
just it. I know Ken has a lot of feelings. I hear them in his words, but I don't like see them. Maybe
Yeah,
he's
I
found a
guess
way
because
to
he has
like,
the most expressive face in the world.
yeah. So maybe that's why it was a little like disconcerting when he was just like looking at her.
I liked it. I thought it was really
No, I
funny
did too, but it was just like,
because Jessica, like,
whoa.
because I feel like with sensitive guys like that, you tend to think you can like break them down easy, but he just was sort of like, yeah,
Hmm.
and stood his ground and was like, yeah,
That's what I mean. He's straightforward about his emotions. He's not emotional about his emotions.
yeah.
He's very matter of fact about them.
He's like,
It's
yeah, I'm
weird.
pissed. I'm
Like when I'm
pissed.
emotional, like you can see it all over my face and in my
Hmm.
words.
Hmm.
But whereas maybe he's just smoked too much weed. I don't know. Like maybe he's
Yeah,
just
he's probably burnt out.
all that time living off the land.
Yeah, smoking herb off the Hawaiian landscape.
Yeah,
I guess so.
why not?
Do you think the ultimate move of David idling Lucy out of the game is this? Who is this good for? Is it good for anybody on the Gen X tribe?
Jessica.
Oh yeah, Jessica, obviously. Is there anybody else it's good for, like
I
idling
think
Lucy out of the game?
I kind of want to say it might work out for Ken because he kind of voted with the other people,
Hmm. So he can
and
say, "Hey, I
and he can
voted
be
with
like,
you
I didn't
guys."
know what David was gonna do, and now
Yeah.
that David doesn't have an idol, he might not want much to do with him. And if Ken gets split up with David and ends up with like a Chris and Sunday, for example, he can be
They
like,
they
hey,
can trust him a little bit now, maybe.
maybe,
Oh.
maybe he's in a better position than he was. But I still don't think he's in a great position.
Yeah,
But if
agreed.
you have to imagine that the four Jessica, Cece, Ken, and David are technically supposed to be together now, but no, they didn't vote together. So I don't understand like how David even has a an alliance to fall back on now.
He doesn't.
I don't think so.
All right. Well, do you have an MVP for the episode?
Adam.
I like it. I like it.
Mm.
I will pick somebody off the Gen X tribe.
I don't think any of them deserve it though.
Yeah, I'm like trying to think. I'm like, can
Doesn't have to.
anybody?
You don't have to just be different. You can pick a millennial.
Well, I
You
it's
actually you should pick Michaela.
oh yeah, she did really well. Yeah, in that
I already
challenge.
picked Adam, but
Yeah, I would have picked Adam too, anyways.
okay.
But uh, yeah, I guess I if you're gonna pick a Gen X, I mean, I guess you just pick David because like thanks for the good TV, and
Yeah.
you probably just bought
Yeah.
yourself a spot
It's
in
not like
season 34.
we
So
have criteria for these MVPs.
yeah,
It's really just who made us the happiest or who did the
yeah. So if you're gonna pick a Gen X, it's David, but Michaela deserves an MVP as well.
yes. She'll probably get a lot, I have a feeling, this
Yeah,
season.
I'm sure.
I
Okay,
have the feeling.
your predictions for next week.
I predict that they're gonna make us think that Figgy and Taylor are gonna get split up, but then they're not. So they're gonna
I
end up together and
yeah.
then they're gonna be a target probably, and hopefully one of them will go home. I keep saying Figgy's gonna go home. I'm always wrong, but
Yeah, for sure. Um, I am going to say that you're going to have a low number of Gen Xers on one tribe. And so it's going to be a Gen Xer. It's just like who is going to end up on the wrong tribe. Uh, let's just say, wouldn't it be funny? This because we have no idea how the tribe's going to shake out, right? So
no.
really hard to predict. But let's just say Jessica gets voted out right after David saves her and wastes his idol.
Here's a question. If she does get voted out and she wants to then gift her legacy advantage to someone on the other tribe, can she do that?
I think anyone in the game she can do that. Yes,
Okay.
because it
Cool.
can't be used until it's a
Right.
individual game. So
Individual game, yeah.
yeah.
That makes sense.
So and yeah, who is she gonna give it to? Like
Oh,
that?
I think she's gonna give it to David now.
Yeah, she owes him. Yeah,
And it depends on, like, if she were voted out next, she'd give it to David. But if the game evolves and she's there for 12 more days and she experiences other betrayals and forms different alliances, then it could change. But
for sure. But
as of
yeah,
right now, if she gets voted out next episode, like you say, David's getting it.
yeah, because I mean, she saw with her own eyes. I would have
Her
been
own disgusting eyes.
I, I would have been voted out if it weren't for him. So,
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well done tonight, Catie. We'll talk next week, episode
Yes, we
5.
will.
Supposedly there's like a debate or something on next week
Oh, oh God, really?
but I don't think it interferes with Survivor. I just I
Good. Because that's
that I
that's
was worried.
crass.
I was concerned that we'd be missing our Survivor. I'm actually, if it's not interfering, I'm a little surprised because like wouldn't CBS be showing that,
It probably
right?
doesn't start till 8.
So they're squeezing in Survivor before the debate.
Yes, because that's more important.
Yeah. All right. Well, next week, episode 5. See you then.
See ya.
Thanks for listening. Good night.
Farewell.